Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, December 24th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. Real quick, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol RGTI. Very nice move on this one, especially when you consider that last week the price had dropped all the way down there, but now it's recovered all the way up there. And yeah, there's been a bit of a pullback today, but now if you're paying attention to the overall chart, I've just drawn a bullish pattern. Now, I do need to make one clarification. I understand, and this is where my job as, kind of from the presentation standpoint is tricky, because if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, or whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, maybe you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within, 15 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart's looking rough because there was a pullback. But if you care about the bigger picture standpoint, you would have to acknowledge what happened before the pullback, and that was this big move up here, which has given me the ability to draw this bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards, but would it be shocking? Would it, catch people off guard and be a total surprise if the price came up here, broke through that level, with a break right there and creating more buying pressure? Absolutely not. So it all boils down to what was your perspective. If you care about the bigger picture point of view, sure, it pulled back today, but overall you have the bull pennant pattern in play. So we'll see how it plays out on Tuesday. Next one here, EDBL, and a little bit of a case of deja vu, because if you consider Friday, big move up, pretty rough move down, and then let's factor in today's movement, big move up, not as rough, but still a pretty big pullback here. So we essentially have two bull pennants, bull flags, whatever you want to call them, back to back. And as I just mentioned on RGTI, just because there's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But this one shows a perfect illustration. Had the bull pennant, got the breakout here, nice move up. Now with the pullback, just a question of does history repeat itself? So in order to overcomplicate things, it's really as straightforward as that. Bull pennant pattern. And so if you like bull pennants, you like penny stocks, then definitely keep an eye on this one for Tuesday. Next one here, ticker symbol LAES, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the past videos, because if you did, then I talked about that 347 mark being a key area of resistance, and you can see today, price gapped above it, slight little pullback, so a good example there of resistances turning into supports, and then made the big move, slight little pullback there, and then just continued on up. So moral of the story, very, very solid day. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that level as it served its purpose for now, and we'll just start afresh in terms of new battlegrounds. So as far as levels of support and the ideal level, meaning for say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price could stay up here above this breakout point at $4.30. Now, don't get me wrong, if the price falls below $4.30, that doesn't mean the chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. But if the price could stay above it, that would certainly be a great sign of power. Taking a step back and looking at things from the bigger picture point of view, that is where the purple line there comes into play, the 50 period simple moving average. Keyword definitely being moving. I understand the price is way up here. That line's way down there. But as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher. So from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price does stay above that overall, moving average, then the trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Just ask the question, where did the party finally stop today? And that was right there at essentially the $5 mark. So no fancy logic other than just simply where did the price stop going up? And that was at the $5 mark. So keep an eye on that as the main battleground. But all in all, very impressive way to start off the week. Next one here, RAPT, and I like this one because you have some very well-defined levels, and when there are well-defined levels, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So first key level that you got to think a bunch of people are going to be watching is that trend line right there. So keep an eye on that if you're someone that likes to play, a little bit of pullbacks, as there has been several little bit pullbacks right here. And the price is held strong in each one of those. Now, that doesn't mean that it's for sure going to bounce again, but you would, especially have a plausible thought if the price did go down there in terms of, yeah, I think it'll bounce. Like I said, nobody could accuse you of just forming some sort of random thought. There would be some logic behind it. And then in terms of areas of resistance, got to think that people are watching something very similar to this line up around here. Now, maybe not this exact one, but somewhere right up around this level here. Got to think a lot of people are watching this because in all actuality, there's a little bit of an ascending triangle here that's forming. So it's just a question of can the price eventually work its way up there and get the break up through that level. So if you like ascending triangles, you like stocks down below the $5 mark, keep an eye on it. Next one here, NVDA, and overall, very, very impressive day. Honestly, I thought this one would stay in this sideways channel for a bit longer, but it was like, no, Clay, that's not going to happen. And the sideways channel was bottom of it down here, 127.20. Top of it was that pink line right there, 200 period moving average. And you can see that late morning price came up there, broke through that level, and then got good, solid continuation up through there. So at that point in time, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of those other lines as they've served their purpose for now. And we'll figure out where some of these next key levels are, with the next key level of resistance being right up here. Let's just get this, at least I think it's still, yeah, it hasn't. Close, but not quite breaking through. But right up there at about $140.15. You can see right here, price has rejected it. And, that's not to say that the price will automatically get rejected, but I'd expect some selling pressure right up around the 140.15 mark. So keep an eye on that. In terms of areas of support, the ideal level, again, the level that would make it look the strongest moving forward, would be if the price can stay up there above that pink line right there, 200 period moving average right now valid at, we'll just call it 137. But from the overarching standpoint, as talked about previously, just watch that purple line there, 50 period moving average. So as it moves higher and higher, as long as the price stays above there, then the overall movement here that we're witnessing is still fully in the bull's favor. But definitely a good way to start off the week. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to sign up for this free class that I'm offering on demand. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely in the down the description box, there's a link. Click on that, submit your email, and then you can gain access to this free class, like I said, on demand, so whenever fits best into your schedule. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely sign up and check out the free class at your convenience. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and overall the chart's hanging in there. Not as explosive as some of these other charts today. But what I am going to do now that we have more data is I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of support downwards. It seems though more so the kind of middle ground territory for the main area of support right there around 417.65. And it's, it's not exact because you still have a level right there that dropped below it. Right there didn't quite hit it. Right there didn't quite hit it. Right there did indeed hit it. And then you have this area a little bit below. So like I said, I'm just trying to find a middle ground to what I would just consider an overall kind of support zone, which is very, very important because the bottom of the zone would definitely be that pink line, because if the price were to go down to there and push down below it, that would imply that all these other areas of support have already been pushed beyond. So from a bullish standpoint, that would not be good. Now, to be fair, the price is actually way up here, so it's not necessarily even anywhere close to that level, but nonetheless, like I said, this general zone down here, very, very important, because if the price breaks below there, then that would, from a technical standpoint, symbolize the bear is really starting to gain strength, gain momentum, and that a bigger pullback could, certainly be in store. If the price does try to turn back upwards, main area, nothing has changed here from the past videos if you've been watching them. Yes, from the overarching standpoint, key area of resistance is this 457.50 mark, but before you put any emphasis on that, the price needs to first prove itself in the near term. How am I defining quote-unquote proving itself? Well, by being able to push above and stay above that pink line there, which you now know is a 50 period moving average. So Tesla's hanging in there, going sideways, but we'll see if it can make some sort of attempted recovery at some point this week. Next one here, ticker symbol QBTS, and overall this one is continuing to slowly grind its way back upwards when you start to consider where the lows are at. So that low, and then that low, and then the low from this afternoon. And if you envision those as stair steps, then nothing massively explosive, but just a slow and steady grind in the upwards direction. So continue to watch that in the very near term. If the price can stay above that purple line there, that would definitely be ideal, best case scenario. But from the overarching standpoint, as long as the price is above the 200 period moving average, and definitely the big picture, you still got to give the advantage to the bulls as far as the trend is concerned. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground going to be right up there at $9.45. If you look through the history of things, you can see right there, rejected the price. And the price did spend a little bit of time up above it, but once it fell back below, you can see it went right back to acting as resistance right there. So that'll be the next main battleground. And then after that, nothing until up over the $10 mark. But one hurdle at a time. Let's just first see if the price can clear up through that level. But all things considered, nice past couple of days, slow move back upwards. You got those stair steps being constructed, so we'll see if the stair step construction continues throughout the week. Next one, LCID, very impressive movement still, as Friday was a very strong move, and one of those where it's like, okay, is this thing going to need a deeper pullback? And really, basically not much of a pullback at all. Still doing battle with this red line up here, which I talked about on Friday, $3.10. Now, I would definitely concede that that level's been weakened up as the price spent quite a bit of time up above it. but the price is still kind of just stuck within this area. So I'm going to still consider $3.10 that main area of resistance. But again, I'd have no pushback at all if you were to say that that level's, while still a resistance, it's a weakened resistance. Fully agree there, but nonetheless is still a level of resistance. As far as levels of support are concerned, nothing new here to report. That still remains your ideal level where if the price can stay above it, that would be very, very impressive. But at some point this week, that purple line there, based on its nature of a moving average, is going to move up above that trend line. And at that point, the purple line will take a higher priority over the trend line. But right now, because the purple line is still down below it, that trend line has upper priority. But all in all, good way to start off the week. Next one here, PLTR. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from Friday, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that red line there at $81 as the main area of resistance. And you can see that pretty much all late morning, all afternoon long, the price got right up around that area and could never quite build any sort of momentum push up through there. So that's not to say that 81 can never be broken, but it is to say that it makes sense why the price is struggling at that area, and that moving forward, that'll definitely be the level where the bulls are going to need some more buyers to step in order to generate enough strength to push up through there. So continue to watch $81 as the main area of resistance, but I mean, certainly knocking on the door time and time again today. If the price does pull back, then you still have plenty of areas of support down below. You have that level right there at 77.85. You have the 50 period moving average. You have the 200 period moving average. So you get the idea. If the bears are going to try to take over, they have quite the to-do list. They have quite the levels that they're going to have to battle down through, because as of right now, the trend is still clearly in the upwards direction. Sure, the price essentially went sideways today, but it's knocking on the door. So we'll see if indeed the price can get some further pushback and push through as the week progresses. Next one, TNXP, bit of a pullback here. And now this is where things get a little tricky, because it all goes back to that perspective. If you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you're buying up around here and you're wanting the quick break out of that level, yeah, not so good for you. But if you care about more of the bigger picture, the price is still respecting the key moving averages, especially from the bigger picture, and that being, which I'm sure you now realize is that pink line there, 200 period simple moving average. So still above there. So like I said, from a big standpoint, the price is still maintaining the key level. But just from a kind of near-term technical standpoint, looking like a potential sideways channel here. Top of the channel, resistance being the purple line there, 50 period moving average right now valued at 0.476. And then bottom of the channel, that 200 period moving average, as I already talked about, right now valued at 0.31. So keep, or probably 0.306, because this one probably goes out to about 3 decimal points there. But nonetheless, like I said, will the price just continue to chop around in that area? That's my main question. It wouldn't shock me at all, but who knows? Maybe this one decides all of a sudden to get crazy again and just bust through one of the sides of the channel. But all in all, that's the way I would summarize this one right now, is on the 30-minute time frame, sideways channel pattern between those two key moving averages. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a moment, but again, for you stock traders out there, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, then definitely click on the link, get signed up. Like I said, the class is on demand, so you can watch it whenever best fits into your schedule. So definitely go and do that and start to take your understanding and foundational to higher levels. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification, I am on the 4-hour time frame now, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours and not 30 minutes. And that is because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and I want this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. So by using longer time frames and then walking you through some overall questions, that'll keep this analysis relevant until I'm back to update it again. So overall, yeah, Bitcoin is hanging in there, but it's also struggling. So let's just say you're watching this video 15-20 hours after I upload it. Question number one that you're going to need to ask yourself, and I'm going to adjust this level down, is where is the price at relative to, let's just call it 92,000. And 92,000, going through the history of things, you can see has been pretty historic. It's essentially where the price bounced from there back in early December. Price bounced from there and didn't hit it exactly, but very recently, as of when I'm recording it live right now, got very close and is held. So question one is, where is the price at relative to 92,000? If you're answering the question that the price is down below there, that's not good. How not good is it? Well, common sense. How far down below 92,000 is it? The further down below 92,000, the bigger and bigger that not good becomes. So 92,000, definitely very, very key level here moving forward in regards to whether the price is going to continue to maintain these lows that it's done over the past several weeks or not. If you're saying, well, actually the price is above 92,000. Okay, next immediate question, where's the price at relative to the pink line right there? In any way, shape, or form, if you're saying the price is above that pink line, that is a good situation. How good? Well, how far above is it? But nonetheless, even if it was just slightly above that pink line, that would be a good situation. That would imply that not only has the price gone sideways more, you've gotten some upwards movement. Or maybe you're just saying, well, Clay, the price is up above here, but it is still down below that pink line. At that point, one word can summarize that current price movement, and that would just be consolidation. So keep riding those levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep this relevant until I'm back to update it again. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely get signed up for this class, because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So whenever you have time in your schedule, make sure you click on the link down in the description box, submit your email so that we can send you to the class. And like I said, you can watch it at your convenience, but definitely get signed up for it. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and if you'd like for me to continue to make them and you just want to support the channel in a super easy, super free way, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel. So thanks for watching, and go get signed up for the free class.